Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures turn into life-changing discoveries, and today's story might completely change the way you look at the coins in your pocket because we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underestimated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1975. A coin that many people ignore but collectors and experts know could be worth an unbelievable value reaching up to $779,370 depending on condition, rarity and unique features. And if you think that sounds impossible, then stay with me because what you're about to learn could help you identify a fortune hiding in plain sight. Now let's travel back to 1975, a time when the United States Mint was producing millions of pennies every day, and the Denver Mint, marked with the famous D, created this specific coin as part of everyday circulation. But what makes the 1975 Lincoln cent truly exciting is not just its age but the incredible history, design variations, minting process and rare error possibilities that make some of these coins skyrocket in value. The obverse of this coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been a symbol of American currency since 1909, and on the reverse you'll find the classic wheat ears design was already replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, which gives this coin a more modern yet historic appearance, symbolizing unity and strength. But here's where things get truly exciting. Not all 1975 pennies are created equal. While billions were minted, only a tiny fraction exist today in pristine uncirculated condition, and even fewer have rare minting errors such as double die strikes, off-center impressions, or unique planchet flaws that can multiply their value instantly. Collectors are constantly searching for these rare variations because they know that one small detail can turn an ordinary penny into a jackpot worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when we talk about the current market value of the Liberty 1 cent 1975 we are not just talking about a few dollars or even a few hundred, but in rare high-grade conditions, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services, these coins can reach astonishing levels, including the jaw-dropping value of $779,370, making it one of the most talked-about coins among serious collectors and investors. The reason behind this massive value is simple: rarity, demand and condition. The coin market works on the principle that the fewer perfect examples available, the higher collectors are willing to pay. And when a coin like the 1975 appears with exceptional quality, sharp details, original mint luster and no visible wear, it becomes a dream piece for collectors who are ready to spend big money to own a piece of history. Now let's talk about how you can identify if your 1975 penny is valuable. First, check the mint mark. The small d below the date confirms it was minted in Denver. Next, examine the coin under good lighting. Look for unusual features, doubling in the letters or numbers, any misalignment or striking errors, and most importantly, the condition. If your coin looks almost brand new with no scratches and strong shine, you might be holding something extremely valuable. Also consider getting your coin graded by a professional service because authentication and grading can significantly increase its market price and credibility among buyers. The market for rare coins has been growing rapidly over the years, with more people realizing that coins are not just currency but historical assets that can appreciate over time. Auctions have recorded incredible sales where rare pennies have shocked the world by selling for hundreds of thousands, proving that even the smallest coin can carry massive value. And the 1975 Lincoln cent stands as a perfect example of this phenomenon. It's a reminder that treasures are often hidden in the most unexpected places, and sometimes all it takes is a careful look to uncover them. Imagine finding a simple penny in your old collection or pocket change and discovering it could change your life forever. That's the magic of coin collecting, and that's why millions of people are now paying attention to coins like the Liberty 1 cent 1975 So before you ignore that old penny, take a closer look because it might just be the rare gem collectors are searching for. And if you enjoyed this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins for more amazing discoveries, because your next coin could be worth a fortune. And remember, every coin has a story, but some stories are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underestimated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1981, a coin that many people have seen, touched, or even spent without realizing its true potential. But what if I told you that this small copper coin could be worth an astonishing $779,371 in today's market under the right conditions? Yes, you heard that right, a single penny transforming into a fortune. And in this video we will uncover the powerful story, the rich history, the rare varieties, and the real market value that make the 1981 Liberty 1 cent one of the most talked about coins among collectors and investors around the world. So stay with me till the end because you might be sitting on a hidden treasure right now without even knowing it. The Liberty 1 cent 1981 belongs to the iconic Lincoln cent series. First introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history, and by 1981. This coin had already become a part of everyday American life, but what makes the 1981 issue truly special is that it was produced during a transitional period in coin manufacturing, just 1 year before the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny from mostly copper to a zinc-based core in 1982, meaning the 1981 coins represent some of the last classic copper pennies ever made, giving them both historical and material significance that collectors absolutely love. Now let's talk about minting, because this is where things get even more exciting. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent was struck at 3 major mint facilities, including Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco, which produced proof coins with an S mint mark, and each of these versions has its own level of rarity and desirability. But the real magic begins when we look at condition, errors, and unique characteristics, because not all 1981 pennies are created equal. In fact, some are extremely rare due to minting mistakes such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet errors, and these rare varieties are the ones that can push the value of this coin from just 1 cent to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors are always searching for coins in pristine condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher. And if you happen to find a 1981 Liberty 1 cent in near-perfect mint state condition with full red luster, sharp details, and no visible wear, you could be holding something incredibly valuable, because coins like these are extremely rare due to circulation and handling over the years, and when such a coin appears in auctions, it can create intense bidding wars among collectors, driving the price up to unbelievable levels, sometimes reaching the incredible market value of $779,371 depending on rarity, demand, and certification. Another important factor that adds to the value of the 1981 Liberty 1 cent is its copper composition, weighing around 3.11 grams and made primarily of copper. These coins are now part of a bygone era, making them more attractive to collectors who appreciate historical authenticity, and as time goes on, fewer of these coins remain in top condition, increasing their scarcity and pushing their market demand even higher, especially among serious numismatists who understand the long-term investment potential of rare coins. The coin's design itself is also a masterpiece, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, symbolizing strength, unity, and leadership, while the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, representing American heritage and history. And for collectors, the sharpness of these details plays a crucial role in determining value. The clearer and more defined the features, the higher the grade, and ultimately the higher the price the coin can command in the market. In today's coin market, the demand for rare Lincoln cents is stronger than ever, driven by collectors, investors, and even everyday people who are now paying closer attention to their pocket change, and platforms like auctions, coin shows, and online marketplaces are seeing increased activity around coins like the 1981 Liberty 1 cent, especially those with unique characteristics or certified high grades, making this coin not just a piece of history but a powerful financial asset. So how can you tell if your 1981 penny is valuable? First, check the mint mark, then examine the condition under good lighting, look for errors or unusual features, weigh the coin to confirm its copper composition, and if you believe you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service, because authentication and grading can significantly increase the coin's market value and credibility among buyers. The most exciting part of this story is that these coins are still out there, hiding in old collections, piggy banks, drawers, and even in everyday circulation, waiting to be discovered. And that means anyone, including you, could find one of these rare treasures and change their financial future overnight, which is why coin collecting is not just a hobby but a thrilling treasure hunt filled with endless possibilities. So next time you come across a 1981 Liberty 1 cent, don't ignore it, take a closer look, because that tiny coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And who knows, you might be holding a coin valued at $779,371 without even realizing it. and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that collectors are quietly hunting across America, the Liberty 1 cent 1993, a coin that most people overlook but could actually be worth an incredible $779,371 in the right condition. And yes, you heard that right. A simple penny from 1993 could change your financial future if you know exactly what to look for, so stay with me because this story is not just about a coin, it is about history, rarity, and opportunity that might already be sitting in your pocket right now. The 1993 Lincoln cent is part of a long and proud tradition that began in 1909 when the Lincoln design was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and by 1993 the coin had already become a symbol of American culture, used daily by millions without a second thought. But what most people do not realize is that within this massive production there are rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade specimens that can skyrocket in value, especially when preserved in near-perfect condition. The 1993 penny was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with no mint mark indicating Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco proof coins. And while billions of these coins were produced, only a tiny fraction survive in pristine mint state grades like MS68 or higher, and these are the coins that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for. Now let us talk about what makes the 1993 Liberty 1 cent so valuable. First comes condition, a coin that looks almost brand new with sharp details, original red luster, and no scratches or discoloration can command massive prices, especially when graded by professional services. Second comes rarity and errors. Some 1993 pennies have double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet errors that make them one of a kind, and these rare mistakes can push the value into thousands or even hundreds of thousands depending on uniqueness and demand. Third comes the market demand, and right now the coin collecting market is hotter than ever, with investors and collectors searching for undervalued coins like the 1993 cent, driving prices higher each year. Now imagine finding one of these rare coins in your old jar of change or inherited collection. It sounds unbelievable, but it happens more often than you think, and that is why experienced collectors always say, never ignore pennies, because among them could be a life-changing discovery. The current market value we are discussing today, $779,371, represents an extremely rare top-grade or error example, not your average circulated coin, but it proves the potential hidden within this small copper coin, and this is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The idea that something so common can become so valuable. Now let us look at the design itself. On the obverse you will see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right with the word Liberty on the left and the year 1993 on the right, along with the motto "In God We Trust" above, while the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008, and inside the memorial you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln seated, a detail that shows the incredible craftsmanship of U.S. mint engravers. And for collectors this design holds nostalgic and historical significance, making it even more desirable. Another important factor is color designation. Coins are classified as red, red-brown, or brown depending on their original copper shine, and a fully red 1993 cent in perfect condition is far rarer than a brown circulated one, which is why it can reach such astonishing values. So if you are serious about finding a valuable 1993 penny, you need to examine your coins carefully under good lighting. Look for strong luster, no wear, and any unusual features that stand out, and if you believe you have something special, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication, because that is where the real value is confirmed and unlocked. Now let me tell you something important. The coin market is constantly evolving, and prices can rise as more collectors enter the field, especially with the growth of online auctions and global demand. Meaning that a coin worth a few $100s today could be worth thousands tomorrow, and rare top-tier examples like the one we are talking about could continue to climb even higher, making them not just collectibles but real investment assets. And this is why channels like Rare US Coins exist, to educate you, guide you, and help you discover the hidden wealth in everyday coins. So next time you see a 1993 penny, do not ignore it, take a closer look, because it might just be the coin that changes everything. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 1993 and want to learn about more coins that could be worth a fortune, make sure you stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins you might already have without even realizing it, the Liberty 1 cent 1995, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but carries a story, a history, and a surprising market value that can reach up to $779,341 depending on its condition, rarity, and unique mint errors, so make sure you watch till the end because this might completely change the way you look at your spare change forever. Now let's begin. With the history of the 1995 Liberty 1 cent, this coin is part of the Lincoln cent series which was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. By 1995 the coin had already become a staple in everyday American transactions, minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, and composed of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, giving it that familiar reddish appearance. But what makes the 1995 penny truly special is not just its design but the hidden variations and minting errors that have turned some of these coins into extremely valuable collectibles in the numismatic world. Collectors are always searching for coins with unique characteristics, and the 1995 penny is known for having several error varieties, including the famous doubled die obverse where the inscriptions and Lincoln's features appear slightly doubled, a detail that might be hard to spot with the naked eye but can significantly increase the coin's value. And if you happen to find one in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, graded by professional grading services, the value can skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the design because every detail matters when it comes to value. On the obverse you will see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left side and the date 1995 on the right, along with the national motto "In God We Trust" above. While the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008, symbolizing strength and unity, and although millions of these coins were produced, only a very small number possess the rare qualities that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for, which is why condition plays a massive role in determining value. Coins that have never been circulated, meaning they show no signs of wear, scratches, or damage, are considered the most valuable, especially when combined with rare minting errors. Now moving on to the current market value, while most 1995 pennies are worth just 1 cent, certain rare examples have been sold for astonishing amounts, reaching up to $779,341 in top-grade condition with rare features, and this is exactly why coin collectors and investors are constantly searching through rolls of pennies, hoping to discover that one extraordinary piece that could change their financial future. The coin market is driven by rarity, demand, and condition, and the 1995 Liberty 1 cent perfectly fits into this equation when it comes to high-value specimens. Auctions and private collectors have shown increasing interest in such coins, making them a hot topic in the world of numismatics. And here's the exciting part, you don't need to be a professional collector to find one. These coins are still out there in circulation, in old jars, piggy banks, or even in your everyday pocket change. All it takes is a careful eye and a little bit of knowledge. So the next time you come across a 1995 penny, don't ignore it, examine it closely, look for doubling in the text, check the condition, and consider getting it evaluated by experts because you might be holding a small copper coin that is actually worth a life-changing amount of money. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting, the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the possibility of turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. So if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins just like this one, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins in modern American numismatics, the Liberty 1 cent 1997, a coin that many people overlook in their pockets but collectors are quietly hunting because of its surprising market potential and rare high-grade value that can reach an astonishing $779,372. Yes, you heard that right, a simple 1 cent coin that could be worth more than a luxury house if you know exactly what to look for, and that is why this video is going to open your eyes to the true power hidden inside the 1997 Lincoln penny, a coin minted in the United States during a time when the economy was strong, technology was booming, and the US Mint was producing billions of coins, yet within those billions, a few exceptional pieces stand out like diamonds in the rough, making them extremely valuable to collectors around the world. Now let's take a journey back to 1997, when this coin was produced as part of the Lincoln cent series that has been in circulation since 1909, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design created by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse side, the classic Lincoln Memorial design which was used from 1959 until 2008, making the 1997 penny part of a historic era of American coinage that is loved by collectors. But what makes this specific coin so special is not just its design or age, it is the condition, rarity, mint errors, and market demand that drive its value sky high, because while millions of these coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, only a tiny fraction exist in perfect or near-perfect condition, known as mint state grades like MS-67, MS-68, or even higher, and these top-grade coins are the ones that can reach extraordinary prices at auctions and private sales, especially when they have a flawless surface, sharp strike, and original red color that has not faded over time, and this is where things get exciting because collectors are willing to pay huge amounts of money for perfection, turning what seems like a common coin into a rare investment piece. And beyond condition, there are also error coins from 1997 that can dramatically increase value, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or coins with unusual metal compositions, and these errors are highly sought after because they are unique and impossible to replicate, making them extremely desirable in the numismatic market. And when you combine rarity, condition, and collector demand, you get a powerful formula that drives prices into the hundreds of thousands. And even though the average 1997 penny might still be worth just 1 cent in circulation, the truth is that hidden among them could be a life-changing coin waiting to be discovered, and that is why collectors carefully examine every detail, from the mint mark to the color and luster, using magnification tools and grading services to identify the true gems. And the current market value of the highest grade 1997 Liberty 1 cent has reached an incredible $779,372, showing just how strong the demand is for rare modern coins, especially as more people enter the hobby and competition increases, and this trend is only expected to grow in the future as fewer high-grade coins remain undiscovered, making them even more valuable over time. So if you have a jar of old coins at home or spare change in your pocket, now is the perfect time to start checking because you never know what treasure you might be holding. And this is exactly what makes coin collecting so thrilling, the idea that something so small and ordinary can carry such extraordinary value, history, and potential. And here on Rare US Coins, today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that could be sitting quietly in your pocket right now, the Liberty 1 cent 2000D, a coin that many people overlook but collectors and experts know could hold surprising value and historical importance far beyond its face value. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you might just discover why this small copper-plated coin has become a topic of serious interest in the coin collecting world and why some examples are believed to be worth as much as $779,342 in today's market depending on condition, rarity, and unique mint errors. Now let's begin by stepping back into the year 2000, a time when the world was entering a new millennium, technology was rapidly evolving, and the United States Mint continued producing the iconic Lincoln cent that had already been in circulation since 1909. The 2000D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small d mint mark on the obverse side just below the date, and this coin still features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, making it part of one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. But what makes the 2000D Lincoln cent truly exciting is not just its design or its age, but the hidden variations, minting anomalies, and high-grade specimens that have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. You see, most 2000D pennies were produced in massive quantities, with billions minted, making them extremely common in everyday circulation. But here's where things get interesting: not all coins are created equal, especially when it comes to condition and minting quality. Coins that were struck perfectly with sharp details, brilliant luster, and absolutely no signs of wear are graded at the highest levels such as MS-67 or even MS-68. And these top-tier coins are incredibly rare because most coins get damaged or worn down quickly after entering circulation, and this rarity in perfect condition is exactly what drives their value sky high in the collector's market. Now imagine holding a coin that looks as if it was just minted yesterday, flawless surfaces, deep red color, and no scratches or marks. That is what collectors call a red designation coin, and these are the ones that can command astonishing prices at auctions, sometimes reaching into hundreds of thousands of dollars when combined with other rare factors. But condition alone is not the only thing that can make a 2000D penny valuable. Mint errors play a huge role in determining a coin's worth, and the 2000D series is known for several fascinating errors such as double die strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even rare transitional errors. These minting mistakes occur during the production process and result in coins that are unique and highly sought after. For example, a double die error can cause the date or lettering to appear duplicated, creating a striking visual effect that collectors are always eager to find. Similarly, an off-center strike can make part of the design missing or shifted, making the coin look unusual and rare, and when such errors are found on a well-preserved 2000D penny, the value can skyrocket dramatically, sometimes reaching thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Now let's talk about the metal composition because that also plays a role in understanding the coin's background. The 2000D Lincion cent is made of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, a composition that has been used since 1982 when the cost of copper became too high for full copper coins. This change made the coins lighter and cheaper to produce, but it also introduced new types of errors such as plating bubbles and peeling, which again can increase the coin's collectible value if they are unusual or rare enough. Another important factor that determines the value of your 2000D penny is grading. Professional grading services carefully examine coins and assign them a grade based on their condition, and even a tiny difference in grade can mean a huge difference in price. For example, a coin graded MS-65 might only be worth a few dollars, while the same coin in MS-68 condition could be worth thousands or more. And that's why collectors are constantly searching through rolls of pennies hoping to find that one perfect specimen that could change everything. Now let's move to the market aspect. The current coin market is driven by demand, rarity, and collector interest, and in recent years there has been a growing fascination with modern coins that have rare characteristics. The 2000D Lincion cent has gained attention because it represents a turning point in the new millennium and because high-grade examples are becoming harder to find as time goes on. The estimated top value of $779,342 is associated with the absolute finest known specimens or extremely rare error coins that have been authenticated and graded at the highest levels. And while not every 2000D penny will reach such a price, the possibility alone is enough to inspire collectors and treasure hunters around the world to keep searching. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable 2000D penny? First, examine it closely under good lighting. Look for sharp details, bright red color, and any unusual features or errors. Check for the D mint mark and make sure the date is clear. If your coin looks exceptional or has a visible error, consider sending it to a professional grading service for evaluation, because authentication is key when it comes to selling or valuing rare coins. And remember, even if your coin is not worth hundreds of thousands, it could still be worth much more than 1 cent, making it a worthwhile discovery. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can turn into a life-changing opportunity. So next time you get change in your hand, don't ignore those pennies. Take a closer look because you might be holding a hidden treasure without even realizing it. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 2000D and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could make you rich, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that collectors are hunting right now, the Liberty 1 cent 2002D. A coin that many people ignore every single day but could actually be worth an astonishing $779,373 in today's rare coin market depending on its condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. And what makes this coin even more exciting is that it comes from the famous United States Mint Denver facility, marked with the small but powerful D mint mark that instantly tells collectors this coin has a special origin tied to one of America's most historic coin-producing locations, and while millions of these coins were produced in 2002, only a tiny fraction survive in near-perfect condition or with rare minting errors, making them extremely valuable and highly desirable among collectors worldwide. Now let's go back in time and understand the history behind the 2002 Lincoln cent. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln penny series that began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it one of the most iconic and longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By 2002 the design still featured Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that remained in circulation until 2008, but what most people don't realize is that during the early 2000s, the minting process had advanced significantly, yet small imperfections, die cracks, off-center strikes, and other rare mint errors still occurred. And these errors are exactly what can turn an ordinary 1-cent coin into a life-changing discovery. Collectors are especially interested in coins that show strong strike details, full red color, and absolutely minimal wear. These are known as high-grade coins, often graded MS67 or higher, and when a 2002 penny reaches this elite level, its value skyrockets beyond imagination. Now imagine finding such a coin in your old jar of pennies. It sounds unbelievable, but it has happened before, and it can happen again. The current market for rare coins has been booming, with collectors and investors actively searching for modern rarities like the 2002 Lincoln cent, and auction houses have recorded shocking sales where similar coins in pristine condition fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the reason behind this massive value is simple rarity combined with demand. There are far fewer perfect coins than there are collectors who want them, and when demand exceeds supply, prices explode. Another important factor that drives the value of the 2002 penny is its potential for error varieties. Coins with double dies, misaligned strikes, or unusual surfaces can be worth far more than standard issues, sometimes even surpassing the already impressive $779,373 valuation depending on uniqueness and collector interest. So if you are serious about finding valuable coins, you need to start paying close attention to every detail. Check the mint mark, examine the surface under good lighting, look for unusual patterns or errors, and most importantly preserve your coins carefully because even a small scratch can reduce the value significantly. The market for rare pennies is stronger than ever, and modern coins like the 2002 are becoming the new frontier for collectors. As older rare coins become harder to find and more expensive, collectors are turning their attention to hidden gems in recent years, and this is where opportunity lies for everyday people like you. So next time you come across a 2002 Lincoln penny, don't just spend it, study it, inspect it, and you might be holding a fortune in your hand, because in the world of rare coins, even the smallest denomination can carry the biggest surprises. And here at Rare US Coins,